All right, so we're live. And, good evening,
Good
everyone.
evening.
Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, and happy Sunday. So, I think these are our first session this month, and I'm genuinely excited to be here again. This is episode 8 of this program that we have, I think, twice every month. And this is the second time we are having a guest here with us. A lot of time we've been talking about how to sell more, how to market better and make money. But it got to a point where I felt that, okay, making money is nice, making money is good, but making money is just one prong in the wealth equation. Making money is just one part of the equation of becoming wealthy. The other part is managing that money and then being able to multiply that money, being able to have your money working for you and making you more money. And so that was why some weeks back, I think about 3, 4 weeks back, I invited a guest, Louis Akweze, to talk about the managing money part of the equation. And that session was brilliant, was awesome. A lot was shared. So if you're here now, or if you're watching the replay later and you didn't watch that session, you can find it on my channel here. Just look for it. I think the title is Budgeting and Personal Finance, right? But after that section, then the next thing, the final step is knowing how to multiply your money, knowing how to make your money work for you, knowing how to put the 1 naira you've gotten to give you 10 naira. And the best way to do that is by investing your money rightly, investing your money smartly. And I said rightly and smartly because many people have lost money to investments because they invested wrongly, they invested at the wrong time, they invested in the wrong place, they invested, and they were not smart about their investment. And that was why I reached out to our guest today, Nathanael Disu. He's someone I've followed on Facebook for a while now. I've seen what he does, and he's an investment analyst, most especially a US stock expert. So I had to reach out to him to invite him to come on this program and share with us in less than an hour how we can multiply our money, how we can invest smartly, how we can know the right places to invest, know the right times to invest, know the times when not to invest, and all that. So he's here with us this evening, and it's a pleasure, it's a privilege to have him here. Mr. Nathaniel, thank you so much for accepting our invitation. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pendulum, and good evening
Thank
to
you.
everyone. Yeah.
Yeah. So, quickly, I won't take much of your time. Today is not about me. I will allow our guests to take the center stage now. So, sir, you just go ahead. Once I go to the backstage, tell us more about yourself. Who are you? What do you do? Should we listen to you? Should we pay attention to anything you're going to say? And then after that, you just go ahead with what you have for us. So questions will come at the end of your session. I'll be at the back moderating the session, taking note of questions and bringing up comments when they are needed. You can go ahead, sir.
Okay. Thank you very much, Pendulum, and good evening, everyone. My name is Nathanael Disu, and I'm a financial market analyst. So I teach and train people on investing in the US stock market. And I also run an investment club, a Pearl Investment Club. It's a virtual online community whereby I guide people on investment strategies in the US stock market. So, why should you listen to me? Okay, I've been on this journey since 2020. I've been on I've been using social media mostly to um, give investment tips to Nigerians to share investment strategies, especially on the US stock market or stock market, financial market analysis. And I've been able to host 4 different trainings, physical trainings at Sheraton Hotel in Lagos, where I teach about the US stock market. So this training is tagged How to Retire Young and Rich. So that's why I talk in details more on the US stock market, how to invest in it, what to look out for, and that's majorly what I do online. That's what I teach online, and I've been doing this for quite a while now, quite a few number of years, and people listen to me and also get my investment suggestions and advice, if I'm to use that word. So we're talking about today how to invest your money rightly. Yeah, how to invest your money rightly, what you should look out for, and which options should you invest in, what are the right places to invest in, what are the right strategies or the right ideas you need to work on for you to invest in. So I'll begin by talking about what investment is generally. So investment is just more like, I just call it like um a financial leverage. Let's just put it that way. Financial leverage to help you get more money. Let's just put it that way. So, Pendulum has been talking about making money and everything, but beyond just that, investment helps you to maintain the value of your money and to also help you grow that money. That's majorly what investment helps you to achieve. And there are different places whereby you can take active investments in. There are different places. So for Nigerians, when they hear the word investment, they are always skeptical, and they're always skeptical. Which one is this one again? Is it the one that I'll get scammed and everything? And that is because so many Nigerians have fallen victim of one scam, one way or the other. They've been either defrauded from one person or one individual or even an organization before. So they are always skeptical. But for today's session, I'm going to highlight some test and trusted vehicles or options where you can invest your money, where you can invest your money. So some few months back, I had an Instagram live series whereby I brought in resource persons to share about their investment journey, how they began their investment journey, what they were investing in, and their experience so far. And through that Instagram live series, it has made me to understand that no matter what happens, there are still some principles or some guidelines on how to make do with investment. There are still some let's say asset classes that you can still invest in. There are still some asset classes that you can still invest in. And it's all about getting the right information that would ensure that you invest your money wisely and rightly. So one of the ways whereby you can invest your money, one of the ways is through real estate. It's through real estate. Real estate has been one of the um, oldest, if not the oldest form of investment. One of the oldest, if not the oldest form of investment, dating back to the biblical times. Those that had lands were known as wealthy people. Those that had lands were regarded as wealthy people. People's wealth um, were kind of will I say people's wealth. You could measure people's wealth by the number of or the size of lands that they have, and even till now, that part of real estate lands is still one of the um one of the most profitable forms of investment, buying lands or getting. So now, as things are developing, there are now different versions of real estate. There are different angles of real estate. Real estate itself is just broad, so there are different segments. I'm not a real estate person, so but there are different angles towards real estate. You can do real estate by just buying land and either reselling at a higher value in the next couple of years. You can also do real estate by maybe um you buy land, build on it, and you resell later. So there are different versions and different varieties. So it's more about you finding out which one are you comfortable with, or which one do you think would work well for you. There is also a new one or a fast rising one that is called shortlet, whereby it's more like an apartment kind of investing. more like an apartment building kind of real estate. So there are different versions of it. So there are different versions of real estate, and that's one of the ways you can invest your money. So if you are confused that okay, I have this amount of money, I don't really know where to put it, you can consider getting into real estate. There are different persons online that have um resource persons that you can reach out to. There's one of my very good friends. She's called Madam Landlady. She's a very good real estate consultant. So if I want to even get any property or get want to buy any land, she's the one I will reach out to, because she's someone that I know knows about this industry very well, and she can be able to give me the necessary advice. So that's one of the ways whereby you can invest your money in real estate. Then there's also another part of real estate that is more like the investment part of it. Although that one I'm still a little bit, I have my own, let's say, reservations concerning, but it's more like the investment part of it, whereby you these companies that are selling these properties or selling this land, they have investment package and they give ROIs, that is return on investment, at a after a stipulated number of months or years, depending on the packages they have on offer, and depending on what you subscribe for. So those are options you can go into. Real estate is something you can go into. Then another one, which is where I talk more on, is the stock market. That's where I focus on, and that's what I teach on majorly, the stock market. And why do I majorly talk about the stock market? Because aside from real estate, stock market is also one of the um oldest form of investment, one of the most profitable forms of investment, because stock market is more about you're investing in companies. That's it. You are investing in companies. You are investing in shares of companies that are listed to the public. So it's just more like maybe you getting a piece of Amazon or getting a piece of MTN or Dangote, whichever one you are comfortable with. So it's just more like having part ownership in these companies. And as these companies continue to grow, it your investment there also grows in value. Your investment there also grows in value. There's most companies that are really, really thriving now. Most companies, they have they are making do with investors' money. Let me put it that way. They're making do it. So they sell their shares to the public and people buy into the shares. And as the company continues to grow, their investment also grows. As the company continues to grow, their investment also grows. So that's um yeah, that's one of the major ways whereby you can invest your money into investing in the US stock market. It's something that is really profitable, although there are some challenges with, as with every investment, there are also some things you really need to know about. One of the first things you need to know about is understanding which platform to use to get access to buying these shares, because there are some people that don't really know that. They feel that okay, you still need to meet a broker, have physical meetings. No, technology has already come to make things quite easier for everyone. So with an app, you can get access to the US stock market. You can buy shares of the favorite companies that you are interested in. One of the apps I use, one of the major apps I use is called Bamboo. So there are different other options. You can either use Bamboo, Trove, or Chaka, but I majorly use Bamboo, and that's the one I talk about. That's the one I kind of endorse to people. So having access to Bamboo gives you the opportunity to invest in the US stock market. And why invest in the US stock market is really, really good is that the barrier to entry is quite low. So if maybe, for example, you feel that okay, we don't have the money, the required huge amount of money to venture into real estate, you can also consider the stock market. It has a lower barrier entry, that even with as low as 10,000 naira, 15,000 naira, 20,000 naira, you can have access to shares of global companies, and you can be able to build on it over time. You can able to build on it over time. And what's the process to get started with this? Whenever you download the app, let's use Bamboo as our case study. You download the app, you register on it, fill in the details. So it's a it's an app that is quite easy to understand. It makes everything is quite easy. So it's something that you can follow through and everything. So once you do that, you get access to these listed companies there. You have the likes of Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and the likes. You get access to it there. Then you fund your account, which you would use to buy these shares. Then once you buy them, and as the company continues to grow, your investment there also grows with the company. So investing in the US stock market is something that is really profitable. It's really profitable. But although there are some things you really need to understand about, yes, Bamboo Investment app, that's the app to use, because most people, this is what I'm actually talking about, is that most people don't really know that this opportunity exists. Most people don't know that that there's an app that helps you to buy shares from the US stock market. Most people don't know. People still think that to buy shares of Apple, it's a more like if you have Apple shares, you're a billionaire. So people still feel that way because they don't really know about it. And that's why I'm happy that this kind of discussion is ongoing, whereby people know more about investments and they are able to get access to this information. So that's about the app. So one of the things you need to understand is about the companies involved, that there are different variations of companies. You have the likes of Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and the likes. One of the things that helps you to invest rightly is studying, it's research, because you don't just buy a company based on popularity alone. You don't just buy it based on popularity, you buy it based on value. What is the future projection of these companies? Will these companies be here in the next 3 years, in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years? Are these companies one of the leading companies currently? So these are the things you really need to know about. It's quite a long process that we can't um, exhaust in this session. But doing research helps you to understand the kind of companies to go for. What is the which technology is the world operating in right now? For example, if you say you want to buy shares of companies, quite all right, you can't still say you want to buy Nokia shares or BlackBerry shares, because these guys are kind of remodeled their business entirely. They are not the hot cake as before. So you need to understand about trends. You need to understand about the direction that the world is moving. Right now, the world is talking about electric vehicles and some other things. So those are the things you need to, like I said, studying would help you know where to invest your money in. Studying would help you to identify the right companies to invest your money in, and it makes things easier for you. It makes things easier for you. So doing your research, studying, and also belonging to communities would help you invest rightly, because you can't you can't know everything. Nobody knows everything. So it helps you. You can be able to share ideas with people. Can be able to, maybe even if you want to buy a company or something, you can rub minds with people that, okay, I'm interested in this company. Oh, what does anyone think about it? And people can give their own opinion or give their own thoughts. And although this is not investment advice, but in a way you can learn from other people, because there's some information that you may not have knowledge of. And once they share that, okay, this is why I don't think this company is a good company to invest in, they realize they are something like, oh wow, I didn't know about this, I didn't see this and everything. So it makes things easier for you. So belonging to communities would make things easier for you. One of the things that helps one to invest is by studying. Yes. So studying would make it easier for you to invest. Sorry, I will have to apologize earlier beforehand. So in case if you hear some noise in the background, it's generator that's quite on. That's why. So generator is on, never took light. So, but I believe you can see hear me. I believe you can see me quite alright. So yes, I said one of the things that helps one to invest well is by studying. Yes, studying makes it easier for you to invest. Studying makes it easier for you to invest. Um, I'm Pendulum. Are you with me? Hello, Pendullum.
Yes, yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, please can you take me backstage? I want to adjust the sound from the background so as to reduce the sound of the generator.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
All right, guys, just let's just take a few minutes so that he gets through with what he is doing, then we'll continue. All right, so just a few minutes pause. All right, ready, sir.
Okay, thank you, guys. So I just had to reduce the sound of the generator at the back. So where did I stop? Yeah, I was talking about belonging to communities. Belonging to communities would help you. So like this bamboo that I talked about, not like I'm advertising them per se, but it's what it's what works for me. So I talk about it. I don't need to be endorsed before I talk about what is good and everything. So Bamboo has a Telegram community full of investors, whether they are using Bamboo or not. So it's just like an investment community, a free community. People talk, share their opinions, give updates and everything. So belonging to communities like that would help make things easier for you. I've learned so much from that community than from any other place because intelligent people are there. So they always share market updates and so many other things. So with that, it helps you make informed decision. It makes you helps you make informed decision because if you try to figure out everything on your own, it would not make you a good investor. Even great investors, they have a team that they work with. They have people that they share uh, advice and opinions with and everything. So that's why the investment community comes into play to help make good investment decision. Then another thing to take note of when you're investing in the stock market is that be up to date with what's happening. Be up to date with the current market trends or market information because you are not investing in an abstract thing. You are investing in a company. So you need to know how that company is faring at time. You need to know the kind of conversations that is going on per time. For example, now this year 2022, we've been battling with inflation, interest rates, the Russia Ukraine fight, war and everything. So somebody that has investment in the stock market should be aware of this thing that okay, what is the effect of this development on the stock market? What is the effect of the war on the stock market? What is the effect of inflation on the stock market? Will it make things easier? Will it make stocks to go up or will it make stocks to come down and everything? So these are the things you really need to. So it's not just because people have this mindset that yes, investment is long term. Yes, investment is long term. But when we talk about long term investment, there are some people that just feel that okay, you just either buy this property or you just buy this stock and you just go and sleep and wake up 20 years and be expecting one big thing. Not like it doesn't happen, but you need to get up to date with what is happening per time because changes can happen. Nothing is constant. It's only change that's constant. The company that is a giant today, tomorrow can start uh, be losing relevance. At a point, Nokia was the giant of mobile phones. Nokia was a giant at a particular time, but now they are nowhere. It's now Apple that is the giant, Apple and Samsung. At a point, BlackBerry was the main thing, was the reigning thing. Everybody wanted to have a BlackBerry phone and lights. But now, BlackBerry don't even produce phones anymore. They are now a cybersecurity company. So someone that is investing, if the person doesn't have up-to-date information, now when I mean having up-to-date information, I don't mean you should be checking the market every day or you should be checking for news every day. No, you are not a financial market analyst. You don't work in the stock market. You don't work in a company that. So if maybe for example you work in an investment company or you work in an asset management company, then you need up to date maybe daily information to know what's happening. But if you have other jobs that you are doing and you are not necessarily a financial market analyst or person, you don't necessarily need to be checking the news every day. But when there's a major development, you are aware of it and you know what you are aware of the possible implication of something. For example, interest rates, inflation, you have an idea. You don't necessarily need to be an expert. You don't need to be an expert, but at least you understand basic things that, okay, you know what inflation is, you know what happens when inflation goes up, that it affects stocks, you know what happens when interest rates are increased. You don't necessarily need to be an economist. I'm not an economist. I didn't study economics in school. I didn't even study anything relating to finance in school. But I learned these things. I studied about it. I read some things about it. So those are, because where your money is, that's where your heart will be. Even the Bible says that where your treasure is, that's where your heart will be. So if your money is somewhere, be you need to pay attention to what's happening in that environment. You don't want to be caught unawares, because like I said, some no company stays forever. There's this popular proverb, I've been saying that soldier come, soldier go, barracks remain. So the barracks itself is the stock market, the market entirely. That's the barrack. But soldiers will come, soldiers will go. Stocks would come, like companies would be king today. Tomorrow, companies would fall off. Another big company takes over. Before, Facebook was nothing. Now Facebook is one of the big companies and everything. So before, Apple was nothing. Apple is now one of the is like the largest company. So nothing stays forever. At the point, a particular company would start losing relevance and another one would start gaining relevance. For example, in the social media world now, then it was Facebook, Instagram, and nothing. But now TikTok has already come, is trying to challenge, or it has been challenged Facebook and Instagram. So when TikTok was starting, for example, TikTok was like nothing, but now it's now becoming a giant. So there's no company that stays forever. So when there are little changes, you need to be aware that, okay, how is this change going to affect this company? How is this going to affect the stock price? Changes in management, for example, let's say a particular CEO leaves and that CEO is coming. How will this change of CEO affect the company? For example, now Nigeria, let's imagine Nigeria is a company that is on the stock market. If Nigeria is a company that is on the stock market, nobody will want to buy Nigerian shares. Why? Because the person at the helm of affairs, the CEO of Nigeria, is not really performing well, is not doing good things enough. So people will want to invest. There will not be demand for that stock. Nobody will want to do things in Nigeria because people are not really interested. But if a new CEO or a new president comes in and we are sure that, okay, based on track record, based on history, this person is going to do amazing things in Nigeria and everything. Is going to make the economy better. It's going to make security better. All these kind of things. People will be interested in buying Nigerian stocks, or people will be interested in buying Nigerian shares, like using Nigeria as a company, for example. So those are the aim of affairs. They have a role to play. They affect things.
Sorry, I think his network is disturbing. I think his network is disturbing because he has gone offline. He's not here anymore, but he will join us soon and we continue. All right. So but I believe so far he has been able to share very, very valuable points with us. He has talked about the few things you need to understand when you're investing. He talked about belonging to investment communities. Okay, first of all, talked about the first place, one of the best places to invest, which is to invest in real estate. Real estate, and I totally agree with that. Land is one thing that you can almost never go wrong with. Investing in real estate is one thing you can almost never go wrong. As long as the land is genuine, that you don't fall into the hands of fake land sellers. Land is an investment you can never lose on. If you buy genuine land and you don't even have to do anything on it, you can just keep it, maybe fence it and leave it. And in 5 years, 10 years, that land can be worth two, three times as much as what you bought it for. So that is how much land can appreciate. I know my uncle bought, there was a land he bought for about, um, I think 1.5 million. And in about 5 years, he sold that land for over 5 million. So he made more than three times of his money from a piece of land. Yes, so I was saying, if you have the money, you should plan on investing in landed properties. Okay, invest in getting land. All right. Like I said, you cannot go wrong with land. Even if you don't have money to develop it, buying it alone and just keeping it, it will appreciate in value. It will appreciate in value. If you buy land in a place that is already opening up to development, in 2, 3 years to come, that land you bought is already three times, four times, five times what you bought it for. Okay, unlike many other shares that can, uh, their value can fall. Like he said, some companies have gone out of the market. Some companies are no longer in existence. People that bought the shares of those companies are in loss because those companies no longer exist. So their shares are uh, very low or very worthless right now. But land can never be subject to that kind of thing. So land hardly, if ever, land hardly depreciates. Okay. Let me see if I can get him back. Let me see if I can get him back. I'm coming. Let me see if I can get him back. Um, okay. So while we wait for him, he talked about land. Another thing is, another place you can invest is in properties. Okay, you can invest in properties. I know people who buy buildings. They buy buildings at a knockdown price, they renovate it, and then they sell it. They buy buildings, on a cheap, then they just add a little money, renovate it, and they sell it at a very high profit. So land and properties is a very, very sure way or sure place to invest. You can buy a building for maybe like 1 million, 2 million, or maybe 900, 800,000, and then add some couple of thousands and some couple hundred thousands, renovate it, and then you will sell that building for up to 500, 5 million, 10 million, making a lot of gain. And even if you don't want to sell it, you can rent it out. Okay, he's back. Um, he's back.
Can you hear me
Welcome
now?
back. Yeah, you can hear you. You went off for a while.
sorry for the interruption. I don't really know what happened. My
No
Wi-Fi
problem.
just went, it was not just connected. I had to go back to my phone. So please, where did I stop? Sorry.
You were talking about being up to date with trends and
Okay, yes,
knowing.
yes, yes, yes.
You can
So,
carry on.
like I said, keep up to date with what's happening in the market part time. So I remember I said that you don't necessarily need to be checking it day to day. You don't need to be going on the news day to day because that's not your job and everything. But when a major development happens, you are aware of it, you know how that would affect your investment either positively or negatively. So when you do this over a period of time, you start learning new things. You can't learn everything in one day. No matter the courses that you buy, no matter the books that you read, you can't learn everything about the stock market in one day. Not just even about the stock market, with anything in life, you can't learn everything in one day. So it takes time. It takes time, and with time, you would learn more things. You would. I don't use the word learning on the job per se, but borrowing that statement, learning on the job, in the sense that the more you invest, the more you learn from mistakes, you see new perspective towards things and everything. But the main thing is to have the foundational knowledge, to have the background knowledge. With that, anything you want to do, you can build on that background knowledge of knowing the kind of companies to invest in, knowing the kind of sectors to invest in. And I would also say this, that investment is not a get rich quick scheme. I know I know Nigerians, we have a way of, will I say, spoiling things, if I'm to use that word, to the extent that whenever someone is hearing the word investment, they feel that my money is about to be taken, or I would get scammed and everything. And that is because people have try to make investment look like a get rich quick scheme, whereby you put in 10,000 naira or 20,000 naira in something, and maybe in few weeks time you want to start getting 200,000. Things are not done that way. Things are not done that way. Investment takes time, because like I said, you are investing in companies. So if it is not possible that a company just goes from 0 to 100 in one day, there's no way your investment would go that way. Even the piggy vest and the flutter wave that we are all celebrating, or that we are all using their products today, they just start they didn't just start. At least either of them is at least 5 years old. At least 5 years old. Yes, they've had this tremendous growth, but at least they've passed through some years and everything. So investment takes time. Investment is a long-term thing. It's not something that you should do with a short-term approach, that okay, I want to put money here, I want to cash out. There's nothing like cashing out in investments. You are not cashing out because you are not actually selling anything. You are just putting in your money there. It is growing with time. And I also need to say that investment also have its up and downs. It has its up and down, because nothing is stable. Nothing, even life itself is not certain. Life itself is not certain. So there are some risks involved, there are some difficulties and everything. For example, one of the difficulties is market conditions. For example, the Russia-Ukraine war, inflation and everything, it is affecting the market negatively. Now, it doesn't mean the companies that you bought are bad and necessarily bad per se, but the overall market is affecting. So these are the things that you need to be aware of. So you don't just wake up one day and say, my money is already going down, or I'm losing money. You should know why these things are happening, because it doesn't move on a straight line. There are ups and there are downs. There are sometimes that the stocks will be really, really good and everything will be going up. There's sometimes that it's not that rosy and everything. It happens with everything, even in business. Even in business, there's sometimes that you make terrible sales, while there's sometimes that you make mega sales. So those are the things you need to take note of when you are investing. Those are the things you need to take note of when you are investing. So I don't know, Pendulum, if there's any question to ask, if any questions to ask, so that we can address that. Since it's almost 9 o'clock, so that we know how to discuss. Because there are so many things I can keep on talking, but I don't know if there's anyone that has any question. If it is on how to get started with the investment, what materials to learn from, and everything. Um, don't know if there's any question. Pendulum, are you with me? Hello, Pendulum, are you with me? Pendulum, are you with me?
Yes, yes, I'm here.
Okay. So I was asking if there's anyone that has any question.
Okay, there's no question yet.
Okay.
I but are you done with the teaching?
Yeah, I just said that let me just ask if there's any question before I just kind of wrap up. So I'm
Okay,
just
okay.
kind of giving you, sorry.
Okay, I want to say if you have questions, if you're here, if you're listening, if you have questions, just put it in the comments so that I can put it up. Okay, so as it rounds up, just put your question in the comments. You can go on, sir.
Okay. So to summarize everything that I've said, there are two, not these are not the only ones, but these are the two major place where you can invest your money, either in real estate or in the financial market. If you look at anyone that is wealthy today, even the billionaires, these two assets are something they have in common. It's either they have shares in a particular company or in some companies, or they have investments in real estate. So these are tested and trusted ways where you can invest your money. Don't invest your money in don't invest your money in any company or any so-called investment scheme that will say bring in 100K, you'd get 40% ROI after 6 months, or after all those things are just scam, and you would lose your money that way. You would lose your money that way. Like I said, investment takes time. Investment takes time, except if maybe it's a real estate company that offers those investment packages. But then, even those real estate company that offers those investment packages, there are still some questions you need to be to ask. There are still some questions you need to ask. So real estate, you can either get into real estate, you can either go into properties, um investing in lands and selling later. There are different variations, there are different angles towards real estate investment. There's the short let, there's the buying and selling of land, there's properties, there's even a kind of, let's say, crowdfunding investment, in the sense that let's say you want to buy um a land that is maybe selling for 10 million naira, for example, and you don't have the 10 million naira, and you have maybe 1 million naira with you, and you still want to get that now. You can collaborate with 10 of your friends. For example, 10 of your friends, each of you bring 1 million naira, and you buy the land. So if that land has now gone in value to, like, maybe it's now selling for 50 million, for example. If you guys decide to that, okay, we want to sell that land, you sell it for 5 billion, for 50 million, and you divide it amongst you guys, have already made some money. So if you cannot invest it directly, you can make do with crowdfunding, collaborating with friends or business partners, put money together, invest it in somewhere and everything. So with that, it makes things easier for you. And also, okay, how can one get started, and what do we need to get started? Okay, um, I said earlier on that how to get started, you have to make do with an investment app. It's called Bamboo Stock Market Investment App. It helps you to invest in the US stock market. It's more like a brokerage app, in the sense that you, once you just download it, Bamboo, BAM, yes, Bamboo Investment App. So you go to your Play Store, either iOS or Android. You go there, you you search for it, you see it has a kind of green leaf logo. It's green, and it has a kind of leaf logo, three pointed something. So you go there, you download it, you register, you fill in your details. Like I said, it's very easy to understand. It's not something that is difficult. Just like the way you open a bank account. I know most many people use Piggyverse. The way you open a Piggyverse account, that you just put in your details. You put in your details. Once your account is confirmed and it is opened live, you deposit your money. You can deposit any money you are comfortable with, although there's a minimum of $20 or so. So the equivalent of, depending on the exchange rate, whether it is 12K or 11K or 30K, depending on what the exchange rate is. So with that, you can even go with $50 or $100, whatever you are comfortable with, as long as it's not money that you'll be needing immediately. So with that, you um invest it in you put the money there, and you get access to the dashboard. You see some companies there to invest in. You do your research. Once you are comfortable that okay, you want to invest in this company, you go ahead, invest in it, and you give it some time, you watch the progress, and either decide to add more to your investment or reduce out of your investment. And so with that, you also give it some time, period of years or so, then you can start seeing your good rewards. And also, you want to learn more in full details on everything about the US stock market, how to make research, how to identify companies, the terminologies, and so many details. You can get access to my book, The Stock Market Millionaire. So it's a book that I wrote talking about the stock market, sharing my own personal experience. You can get that book. It will give you the necessary information you need about the stock market in details. And that's how to get started, and that's how to um get started with investing in US stock market with Bamboo. Pendulum. Is there any other question?
Okay. There's no other question here. Uh, so I believe you've answered that question very well. If there's any other question, please ask it now because our guest is leaving and is leaving very soon. Okay, she says thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Queen. Thank
Another
you.
question. Uh,
Then
so
you can also share my details with them in case if anyone wants to reach out to me.
okay,
So in
okay.
that case,
Send them to me via private chat so I can just copy it and put it.
okay,
Yeah, so
okay,
I advise you guys to do well to connect with Nathanael. He's an investment expert and he has been doing this for a long
okay. So
time.
I've sent my WhatsApp number. Sent my WhatsApp number, so you can just send me a message on WhatsApp at your from this session, and yeah, I could even give you some
So
discount on it.
I'll put the number up on the screen now. Copy the
Okay,
number, save it, send him a message, tell him that you're from this session, okay? And you want to connect with him, you want to learn from him. And oh, he talked about his book. Get a copy for yourself. The Stock Market Millionaire. I think that's the name of the book. So how much is the book?
so it's actually the book is for 10,000 now. Yeah. But you can get it
Okay.
for half the price for those that are in this session. So they can get it for 5,000 now. As long as they indicate that they came from this session, I'll give them that discount.
All right. So you heard that 5,000 naira for those of you that are from this session. So tell him you're coming from Pendulum's live session and you get a 50% discount. Okay. So I really encourage you to get that book. All right. Nathaniel is an expert, and I think that book should be the cheapest way you can learn from him and work with him. His boot camp, if you want one-on-one coaching, I think his boot camp, the last one I saw is about 150,000. Um, and it's live. You have to travel down to Lagos and all of that. I don't know how much he charges for virtual coaching. So if you cannot afford all that, what I'm trying to say, get the book. 5,000 is not too much to invest in your knowledge of how to invest your money. because that 5,000 naira can save you from making wrong investments that will cost you even much more than that. So that's his number on the screen. That is WhatsApp contact. You can send him a message, tell him you're from this session, and you get the book for 5,000. I'm sure there are other bonuses that comes with the book that you can also enjoy as well. All right, so Sir Nathaniel, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you very
We
much,
appreciate
Pendullum.
all you have shared. Thank you so much. All right, so guys, before we go, I just want to add a few things. So if you're still here, don't leave yet. I want to add a few things about where to invest and how to invest. So Nathaniel has shared a lot. He has shared a lot, and what I'm just going to say is like an icing on the cake because you've already gotten so much value. Now, he talked about investing in real estate, investing in properties, investing in the stock market, um, you know, the other places to invest, agriculture is one very good place to invest. He did not mention that, so I'm adding that. Think of investing in agriculture. Agriculture is one very big, good place to invest. And the good thing about agriculture is that you do not have to be the farmer. Okay, you don't have to be the farmer. You don't have to be the one going to the farm to take care of the crops or the animals or whatever. You can support farmers, invest, and you get your returns on investment. I think the PiggyVest app gives you the opportunity to invest in farm produce and agriculture. So it is one thing you should also consider. Do your research, ask questions more on that. But agriculture is one place to invest. I know people, I have friends that invest in palm oil. What they do is they buy palm oil from the producers, maybe in the north, and then transport it down here, or they fund those that are going to buy it, and then they make their gain from they make their interest from the gain that these people make. So the middlemen that are going to buy this product, sometimes they don't have the money to buy the product as much as they want. So sometimes they look for investors that will, fund them to go and buy the product, and then when they sell, they give these investors interest. So agriculture is one place you should look to invest. And I said you can use the PiggyVest app. That's one I know of that gives you the opportunity to invest in agriculture, in plants, in crops, in animal production, animal husbandry. All right. So now these are like tangible places to invest. What I mean by tangible is like they are should I say physical places. They are places to invest that you can actually see, touch, feel, and others. But there are also other places you can invest in that is not so tangible. And I'll just mention two of them. The first place you can invest, and the place you should invest is in yourself. Okay, that's in fact that should have been the number one thing we mentioned. You want to invest your money rightly, invest it in yourself. Self development is the only investment that will give you 100% return. But self-development is even a surer investment than investing in land or real estate. So invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. Okay. There's palm oil in the north as well. There's palm oil in the west. There's palm oil in so many places. The thing is that the one in the north or in the northern areas is cheaper. Just like many things there is cheaper. Okay, so it's cheaper to buy it there and bring down here than the ones produced here. But palm oil is a very resilient plant. It can grow anywhere. It can grow anywhere. All right. So I was talking about self-development. Invest in yourself. When you make money, one of the things you should always budget for is how much you're going to put back into yourself, into training yourself more, into increasing your knowledge base, into increasing your competency, into increasing your skills. Okay, if your skill is earning you 500,000 naira a month now, You can make more money by investing into learning more, such that after a period of maybe 6 months of learning and practicing, you can begin to earn 1 million, 2 million a month. Okay, there are people that are earning lots. I know graphic designers that charge $500 per design. Why can they charge that much? Because they are that good. They have invested in themselves to that extent. They have built their skill and also their network, because skill alone is not enough. But that's a discussion for another day. Skill is the first thing. If you don't have skill, your network cannot even help you, because even if they get you the job, you won't be able to deliver. So these people have built their skill first and also built their network to the extent that they can charge $500, $1,000 for a design, and people pay. See, there are people that they have money. Money is nothing to them. That $1,000 you are thinking is a lot to charge somebody. To them is nothing. They don't care. All they need is somebody that can give them the high-end work, the quality work they need. And not everybody can do that. There are people that you will charge $5,000 for your website and it doesn't mean anything to them. But all they are interested in is, can you deliver the kind of website they need that maybe will be able to hold the volume of traffic they are looking for, or will have the kind of interface they need. So the first place and the best place to invest is in yourself. As you make money, you want to multiply your money, invest it in yourself, grow your skills, get to the 1% of the 1%. Get to that top level where whatever you charge, people will pay. People don't argue. You cannot go and meet Dan Lok now to write copies for you and be arguing fee with him. You cannot meet those legendary top copywriters and be arguing fee with them. No, you cannot meet Andy Mokolo and be arguing his fee. If he charges why, he has built his skill to that extent. So invest in yourself. That's number one. And the second place you can also invest is in people. Okay, invest in people. Invest in people. And what I mean by invest in people, build teams. Build teams. You see, one person can only go so far. A team helps you go faster and go farther. So as you make more money, as you get better, invest in building a team. Go from a one-man business to having an agency. Go from working on by working only yourself to having people working for you. Having a team of people that you have trained to work for you is one way to multiply your money. You can be a graphic designer now. You're doing designs for people and you're making a lot of money. How do you increase that money? How do you multiply that money? Grow and become an agency. Train people or employ people, anyone. But when you train people, they are indebted to you, so they are more loyal to you. Or you can employ people if you don't want to train. But the point is investing in people. Because even if you employ people, you're investing in them because you'll be paying them salary or whatever. So you're also investing in them. Or you train them, then that means you put your time, you put your resources into equipping them, right? But they will help you make more money, because as an agency, you can get more jobs. You can get more jobs as one person, as a sole proprietor. I don't think you can do more than 3-4 designs at a time, no matter how fast you are. Even if you have four different laptops, you only have two hands and you have one brain. I don't see how you work on 3 designs at the same time. But as an agency that has maybe 5 other designers working for you, you can take up to 10 jobs at once, multiplying your income, making you more money. All right. So invest in people, build teams, start an agency. And the truth is, there are some jobs you will never get as a sole proprietor. There are some big contracts you can never get if you're working alone. If you're working alone, the big fish. When I mean big fish, I mean the top clients, the top companies. They prefer to work with teams. They trust agencies more than single people, because if it's just you can disappear, you can run away, you can disappoint them. But when it's a team, when it's an agency? What is a company, so to say, that they are outsourcing to or they are working with? They feel more comfortable. So invest in people. That's another place. Invest in yourself, invest in people. Those are the ones I want to add. I talked about investing in agriculture. It's also something you can think of. Okay, it must not always be land, 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 stock, 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 property, property, property. You can invest in agriculture as well. Okay, it's even another way to diversify your investment so that all your money is not in one place. It's not only in land or in this. You can invest in agriculture. Invest in yourself. Invest in people. All right. So this is where we'll end this session for today. Thank you for showing up. If you're watching the replay, make sure you engage. If you're here live as well, like this session, comment on it. I've seen a lot of comments. Queen, thank you so much. Oluwaseyin, thank you. And every other person here, comment on it, like this session, share it. Okay, you can copy the link, go and put it on your status so that your audience, your friends can also watch it as well. Okay, they can also watch it as well. If you agree with me that this session has been eye-opening, has been valuable, then you also want other people to gain value from it. It's free, so they are not paying anything. All right, so go to copy the link, go and put it on your status, let your friends, your audience, let them watch it as well. All right, share it, like it, drop a comment, and God bless you. We'll have another session sometime. I'll let you know. But if you've not followed, if you've not subscribed to this channel, then you're going to be missing out on a lot because very soon I want to start doing YouTube shorts. All right, so just 60-second videos on sales and finances, making money, and all of that. So subscribe right now, hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each time I go live or I drop a content on this channel. All right. So God bless you. Have a good night. And keep making money, keep managing your money. If you've not watched that session on personal finance and budgeting, take 1 hour this night and watch it. It's very important. That's the pivot of everything. If you cannot manage your money, then that money you are making, there will be nothing left to multiply. All right. So thank you, and good night.